Hello friends, I am Vijan Varivaril. All are welcome to my YouTube channel. In the session 19 video, we have seen how a goods train derailment in the midsection was well managed by the staff. And also, our train is now proceeding towards station Y, which is a terminal station. In this video, we are going to see the features of the terminal station, and also we will gather some knowledge about the MRV, BD special, shunt signal, T.370, track circuiting, etc. And also we will see some issues regarding the shunting operation. Okay, now let us go to the station Y. Our train which has left station X is now proceeding to station Y. Station Y is a terminal station, and the train has to complete its journey at station Y. The specialty of a terminal station is that it will not be having adequate distance for receiving the train. In a station, while taking off the home signal, we are giving adequate distance from the starter signal. That is, the berthing track will be free, and from the starter a minimum distance of 120 meters will be given as adequate distance to ensure safety. But here in terminal station, such adequate distance will not be given, and adequate distance will be 0. Normal classification of stations are A, B, C and D. Suppose a station cannot be classified under A or B or C or D, it will be called a special class station, and the specialty of this special class station is that the SWR of this station working rule of this station should be approved by CRS, and terminal stations will be normally special class station. Here the adequate distance is 0, and at this point we can see a stop board provided, a yellow painted board with the stop written on it. So such a board will be provided at this point so that the train must come and stop here. Since this adequate distance for taking off the home signal is 0 here, the speed from home signal will be restricted. In a goods yard, the speed will be restricted to 10 kmph. Whereas in a terminal yard, coaching trains are received, the speed restriction will be mentioned in the SWR. And also at the foot of this home signal, there will be a board showing the speed at which the train should pass the home signal. It may be 10 or 15 or whatever it is decided by the CRS. But in the goods yard, it will be definitely, in a goods terminal yard, it will be 10 kmph. Now let us see some special features of this station Y. I already told you it is a terminal yard, and let us see what are the other peculiarities or features of this station. Here you can see MRV siding, that is MRV means medical relief van. So this is a siding where medical relief van will be stationed. This medical relief van is to be sent to any accident spot to give first aid and also other treatment to the passengers. Here this MRV, normally it will be having two scales of equipments, that is ARME 1 and ARME 2. ARME means accident relief medical equipment. Accident relief medical equipment. So accident relief medical equipment scale 1, that will be available in the MRV itself, and it will be under lock and key, and the key, one of the keys will be with the ADMO and the other key will be with the station master. Suppose this MRV is stationed in the loco yard, in that case the key will be with the loco inspector. Here this MRV is in the station yard itself, so one key is with the railway doctor and the other key is with the station master. So the equipment within the MRV is called ARME 1. There is ARME 2 scale, accident relief medical equipment scale 2. Those equipment will be in the station in a separate room. A separate room will be there in which this ARME scale 2 equipment will be kept, and the keys of this ARME 2 will be with the station master and also with the DMO, that is the railway doctor. These keys will be normally kept in a glass fronted box in the doctor's room, and also in the station master's room. This ARME scale 1 equipment must be tested once in 3 months by the doctor. ARME scale 2 equipment which is stored at the station should be tested, should be inspected by the DMO, that is by the railway doctor, once in a year. Target time for turning out this MRV from this siding to the accident spot is 25 minutes in this case of the station Y, because it is having single exit. Suppose there is another exit to take this MRV out, then the turnout time will be 20 minutes. Here in this station Y, we are having only one exit, so the turnout time for this MRV is 25 minutes. This 25 minutes is calculated from the time at which the station siren is given. Suppose there happens to be an accident in any of the sections, then the station siren will be given. From the time the siren is given, within 25 minutes the MRV must proceed to the spot. That is the turning out time for this MRV, the target time for turning out this MRV. This is a BD special siding, that is breakdown special siding. So when accident happens, the breakdown special must move to the spot to remove the derailed wagons or to restore the track. So this BD special turning out time in case of an accident is 30 minutes during daytime, 45 minutes during night. So this is a BD special siding. Here the BD special line is originating from this line. Here this line is called bay line. Bay line is a normal running line with a reduced capacity. Suppose these roads, that is road 1, road 2, road 3 are having a capacity of holding 26 or 28 coaches. This bay line will be having only a capacity to hold 12 or 15 coaches. So a bay line is a normal running line with a reduced capacity. So this is bay line. Here we are having road 1, road 2, road 3 lines where we can receive and dispatch the passenger carrying trains. Here there is a goods road originating from this road 3. Here is a goods road in which only goods trains can be received and dispatched. Suppose the SM inadvertently take off the signal for a passenger carrying train to this goods road. So in such cases, what should be done? The loco pilot must not come to this goods road. He must stop at the home signal and inform the station master that he has taken off the goods road instead of the passenger receiving roads. Then the station master will clear correct signal for this train, that is for road 1 or road 2 or road 3. These lines in the yard will be utilized for shunting purpose and also for placement of rake and wagons, coaches, etc. for checking. Our train is now approaching the home signal and our station master has decided to receive this train on road 1. There is no further movement for this train. It is going to be terminated here. This rake will be utilized next day for another train. So after receiving this train here, it is to be sent to somewhere in the yard, because other trains are to be received and dispatched from this. We are having only 3 lines. Actually we are having only 3 lines here, having only 3 running roads here. So as soon as this train is received, it will be sent to the yard so that the road is kept empty for receiving other trains or dispatching other trains. Now our train is here on road 1. The program for this train has been given by the controller to the station master. The train is having 2 coaches behind this brake van. The program given was to take these 2 coaches and should be sent by another train which is going to leave from this station at say 16 hours. And the rest of this train, the rest of the coaches should be taken to this yard for examination by the carriage and wagon staff and as well as by the electrical staff. They have to see that the coaches are in good condition to work the next day train. Here also the engine is there. This engine will be taken here and it will be kept somewhere here, or if it is having some other program, it will be sent out. Now all these movements are to be controlled by signals. The engine is to be taken by this line or by this line. Two coaches, that is to be taken towards here, and it will be kept for the time being in the goods road, so that it can be attached to the train which is going to leave in the evening. Then the rest of the coaches are to be taken here and then somewhere here in the yard for checking by the staff. So this is the program. Now let us see how these movements are undertaken. All these movements are called shunt movements. Shunt movements means a movement in which engine or other wagons or coaches, they are moved in the same lane, or they are taken to another line or taken to yard. In fact, any movement other than this reception and dispatch of train is called shunting. The shunting speed of the train is 15 kmph. The shunt movement is normally controlled by starter, shunt signals, and also hand signals. Starter is used for shunting purpose only if it is independent. Independent starter means it is not interlocked with the advanced starter. Here you can see shunt signal is provided below this starter. That means this is not an independent starter. So this starter cannot be used for shunting purpose. Now shunt signals. Shunt signals normally in these double line stations or in this station, it is position light type shunt signal is provided. Position light type. The position light type shunt signals are of two types. One provided below the starter, and the other one is an independent shunt signal. When the position light shunt signal is provided below the starter, it will be having, for example, I will draw it in the here. Suppose this is the position light shunt signal provided below the starter. It will not be having any aspect in the on position. When the signal is taken off, it will show two small white lights obliquely or diagonally, and that means shunting is permitted for this train. So now if this position light type shunt signal is provided independently on a small post, in that case this position light shunt signal will show two white lights in the on position.
These two lights will be in horizontal position.
When this signal is taken off, it will show two white lights in the oblique position, or we can say in the diagonal position. This is how the position light type shunt signal is used in the shunting. Hand signals are also used for this shunting purpose. During daytime, it is red flag as well as green flags will be used for shunting purpose. During night, hand signal lamp will be used, which will be having the red and green aspects. Now our train was received on this road 1. The engine was detached and it is taken either on road 2 or on bay line. So it has gone. A shunting engine has come and attached to this end. Here the shunting program is to take these two coaches to this goods road and keep here, and it will be attached to the train which will be leaving in the evening. The rest of this rake will be taken to the yard here for checking purpose by the mechanical and electrical staff, and it will be given placement somewhere here in the yard. So this is the program of shunting. Now let us see what happens when the shunting started. First they will uncouple the coaches, either screw coupling or CBC coupling. So this coupling will be detached first. Thereafter the hose pipe will be detached. Hose pipe is used for connecting the brake pipes so that there will be a continuous pressure created. There should be a 5 kg pressure inside this brake pipe for running the train. That hose pipe connecting these two bogies will be detached, and before detaching they will close the angle cock here. This is the angle cock between the brake pipe and the hose pipe. There will be the angle cock, and this angle cock will be turned so that the pipe is closed. the shunter has created necessary pressure inside the brake pipes of the coaches. Thereafter, they will move. Now, the shunt signal has been taken off. Below the starter signal, shunt signal is provided. There will not be any lights. Now, two white lights are burning like this. So that means shunting is permitted. Here also you can see an arrow towards this direction. Towards this direction arrow means shunting is permitted for this line. Movement for these two coaches is given from here to here up to this. So on reaching here, this shunt signal will be taken off so that these coaches can be backed to goods road, and it will be kept there till the evening. That is the program. Now let us see what happens. Here these two wagons and engine began to move past this shunt signal below the starter. Then the SM informed the shunting staff that the program has changed. The entire rake can be taken to the yard for checking. They need not be detached. Now what is to be done? It's already passed the shunt signal. In case where the engine and two coaches have passed partially this shunt signal, in that case shunting staff can hand signal and back these coaches. Just imagine another situation. The train has passed this shunt signal and it has also passed here this shunt signal also, but not completely passed. It is stopped like this here. Suppose it is stopped somewhere here without fully passing shunt signal. It is standing like this. Actually passed this shunt signal. Now the shunter can see that here this shunt signal is in the on position. It is not taken off. It can be taken off only when the entire train means the engine and the two coaches have passed this shunt signal, then only this can be taken off. Now it is partially passed this shunt signal and stopped. In that, or there happens to be some obstruction is there, it cannot be moved forward further. This engine and two coaches cannot be moved further. In that case, what is to be done? In that case, this engine and two coaches can be backed to this road 1 again. What? Memo T.370. Here there is no need to give proceed hand signal. Now let us take another situation. The train, this engine and the two coaches passed this shunt signal and also passed and stopped clear of this shunt signal. Here in this case, the shunt signal can be given and train can be backed to road 1. But this shunt signal shows two horizontal white lights. It is not these two diagonal white lights are not burning. That means shunt signal has failed. For failure of shunt signal, the memo to be given is again T.370, but here T.370 plus PHS should be given. Proceed hand signal be given at the foot of this shunt signal. Here, before issuing this T.370 and showing PHS for backing this engine and the two coaches, it should be ensured that all these points are set, clamped and padlocked. Then only the memo can be given and the train can be backed to road 1. Normally during shunting, these kinds of problems will occur. That is, after just passing the shunt signal, the train may be backed, or after passing the shunt signal and reaching the next shunt signal, and after passing halfway, it is to be backed. Or the shunt signal may be failed. In that case, the train is to be backed. So these three situations may occur during shunting. Okay, now our train has our engine and the two coaches have backed to road 1 and it is attached here. Now it is attached and it is to be taken to yard. Before shunting this rake to the yard here, let us see other features of this yard. In big yards, normally almost all the running roads will be track circuited. Track circuited. Circuited means whenever the line is occupied, anywhere here there is an occupation of the train, it can be understood from the station master's office by the station master by observing the panel. In the SM room there will be a panel in which the entire yard will be depicted in a miniature form. So whatever happens here, that will be reflected here also. Here the occupation of the lines will be reflected in the panel by red light. So here road 1 now occupied, here in the panel it will show red light. Normally all running roads will be track circuited and the occupation will be shown by red lights. Now here we can see there is an MRV special and a BD special. These will be there unless there is an occasion to go out or for trial run. Otherwise, these MRV and BD special will remain in these sidings. In that case, these sidings will not be track circuited. The problem is, if it is track circuited and if MRV is stabled here, rust will be formed between the wheel and the track. When the rust is formed between the wheel and the track, the circuit will not be completed and the occupation will not be shown. So the net result will be when MRV here, it will show the line as though it is free. There is no occupation. In order to avoid this problem, lines which are not frequently used will not be track circuited. And the occupation to be ensured by the station master in person. Whether MRV is there or not, it cannot be observed or ensured from this panel. The circuit is normally completed through the wheels of the wagons or coaches. Suppose there happens to be rust between the wheel and this track. Suppose the track has become rusty, this circuit will not be completed, it will not show occupation. It is track circuited but it is not used. There was no movement for the past 24 hours means there is every chance for getting this road rusty. So in a track circuited road, at least one movement should be ensured in every 24 hours. Now we will see how this rake is taken to this yard, how it is stabled, how it is secured, etc. We will see in our next video. Now we have familiarized with the station Y, that is a terminal station. In the next video we will see how the rake of our train is secured in the yard. Also securing of other vehicles, goods vehicles, coaches, etc. All these things we will see in our next video. Okay, we will see in our next video.